Okay, now that we have our JAXX wallet ready to go, let's transfer some assets from Coinbase into our JAXX wallet. And a quick tip, whenever you set up a new wallet or a new account on an exchange, don't just transfer your entire fortune in one go. It's always a good idea to do a small test transaction to make sure you're doing everything correctly first. When you first launch JAXX, you'll notice that there are several different wallets installed by default here in the top left. Each asset gets its own wallet, so Bitcoin has a wallet, Ether has a wallet, and so on. To add and remove wallets to this list, all you have to do is click the Customize Wallets button right below the list. Or in the menu button over in the top right, we can click Manage Wallets. Okay, and from here we can drag and drop our wallets to order them however we like. And the switch over on the right-hand side here lets us turn off and on wallets. Turning off a wallet doesn't delete it or remove the assets from that wallet. It just removes it from the list I mentioned a moment ago. So for now, I'll just leave on Bitcoin and Ethereum. And then now back on my dashboard, of course, we only see those two assets. Okay, so let's transfer some Ethereum from Coinbase into the Ethereum wallet located here in JAXX. So I'll first click on the Ether wallet option here in the top left. And once I'm inside that wallet, we can see the balance, which of course is set to 0 at the moment. So to receive Ether, of course, I'll click the Receive button. And once I do, I'm presented with my wallet Ether address. And again, remember, every wallet has a different address. So don't forget that this is an Ether wallet address and not an address for, let's say, a Bitcoin wallet. So with that in mind, I'm simply going to copy this Receive address by clicking this Copy button here. And once that's copied, I'll head back over to my Coinbase account, which I have already logged into. And on my accounts page, I'm going to click the Send button, again making sure this is specifically for Ether. After clicking Send, you can then paste your copied address here in the recipient box. And once you do, always take a moment to flip back and forth between JAXX and here on Coinbase, for example, just to double check that that address is exactly correct. Once you're 100% sure the address is in fact correct, you can then choose how much Ether you would like to send. In this case, I'll just click the Max button and send my entire Ether fortune over to the Ether wallet inside JAXX. You can write a quick note about this transaction if you want, and then click Continue. And before that transfer will go through, we of course are asked for our two-factor authentication, which we set up in an earlier video. Once I've entered that in, I can click Confirm. And from here, we can view the details of this transaction. So we see at the moment that this transfer is still pending. Don't panic if you see this. Transfers don't happen instantly. Depending on which asset you're working with, transfer times can change a bit. This is again why it's a good idea to do a small test transfer when working with a new wallet or exchange. All right, so back to JAXX. We can again click on our Ether wallet here in the top left, which we still see is set to 0. But over on the top right, when we're inside our Ether wallet, we see a refresh icon, which I'll click. And there we go. Now we see the Ether we transferred from Coinbase into our JAXX Ether wallet.